Chair O'Pie.
All right. Good evening, all. Welcome to the Village Council meeting of Monday, April 24th, 2017. Will the Deputy Clerk call the roll?
Commissioner Miller-Clark.
Present.
Commissioner Reed.
Present.
Commissioner Cook. Commissioner Bevard. Mayor Maloney.
Here. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You have in your packets this evening approval of the minutes from our draft minutes from our prior meeting on April 10th. Any questions, comments? If not, I would seek a motion to approve those minutes at this time.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Miller-Clark.
Yes.
Commissioner Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Maloney.
Yes, thank you. Recognitions, proclamations, appointments, and presentations. I think, rather than reading all of these proclamations, I am going to proclaim May 7th through 13th through 2017 Municipal Clerks Week, proclaim May 21st through 27th, 2017 Public Works Week, to proclaim May 2017 Building Safety Month. Building safety gets its own month. And to proclaim May 2017 Motorcycle Awareness Month. So I'll move to our next item on our agenda, an important one this evening, and that's our public hearing to consider the proposed budget ordinance for fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2017, and ending on April 30th, 2018, in the amount of $8,491,469. Here to make that presentation is our Finance Director, Barb Maziarek.
It is my pleasure to present the fiscal year 2018 budget for the Village of Palos Park. The annual budget serves a couple of very important roles. First, the budget serves as a financial plan, summarizing the fiscal operations of the village. Second, the budget is a management tool. It's a blueprint to control spending. Third, the budget is a communications device. It explains how our tax dollars are being spent. And fourth, the budget is the main option document of the village, for it explains the services that the village spends money on. This slide is a quick summary of the revenue in the general fund for fiscal year 2018. Total general fund revenue is expected to be $4,499,536. The majority of the revenue is coded to the administration department, where most of the taxes are coded. The taxes, for example, are the property taxes, sales taxes, utility taxes, and income taxes. The other department revenue is the revenue that the department generates, permits and rec department revenue and programs, so things like that. This slide is an overview of all the expenditures for the general fund for fiscal year 2018. Total general fund expenditures are estimated to be $4,425,921. Unfortunately, there are no dollars spent for capital expenditures in the general fund. Once again, we're hesitant due to the Springfield budget woes as they have continued for all these years. This slide is a summary of the expenditures in the general fund. As you can see on this side, you can see the salaries and the benefits are the biggest categories in the expense side of the general fund. Contractual categories consist of legal fees, auditing services, professional development, equipment maintenance, and contractual services. These categories include computers, office supplies, phone expenses, printing, and general office expenses. slide shows all the funds of the village for fiscal year 2018. The total projected revenue for all the funds is expected to be $8,110,000. And the total expenditures for fiscal year 2018 are expected to be $8,491,469. Unfortunately, there is a reserves reduction of about a little over $381,000. The projected expenses are expected to be more than the revenues for the coming fiscal year. This increase in spending is due to some upcoming capital expenditures in the water fund, possible road improvements in MFT, and in the fiscal year. In the past couple of years, the village has built up a cash surplus or fund surplus in these funds. We will still maintain, even with the deficit spending, we will still maintain a hefty ending balance at the end of this year, amount to $7,213,047. But keep in mind, those beginning balances are estimates that I'm projecting right now. So because the fiscal year is currently not closed, so those are estimate numbers. And that concludes my portion. If there are any questions.
I would assume, Madam Director, that the main drivers for the increases in expenses are related to labor costs and insurance.
Biggest increase in anticipating in the general fund budget is health insurance benefits. We have a couple of new employees coming on, and unfortunately budgeted a higher number on that this year. And that takes this whole, plus the increased health insurance benefits as it is, plus a couple more family expenditures that it does increase. And of course, salaries is another increase in there.
But these drivers have been consistently, I won't say high, but these, let me rephrase that. These have been the main drivers for the increase in expenses, at least since I've been on the council. So it's been consistent from year to year that these are the, and I won't say the culprits, these are the drivers.
They are, you're correct. All these years it is the same thing. It's the salaries, it's the pension costs, and the benefit costs.
That's all I have.
But the directors do an excellent job of keeping their expenditures so we can get through this kind of roll of time where revenues are down. So
I was going to wait until my colleagues had their say before I gave the kudos, but since you brought it up, no, the directors have been doing an outstanding job, as have you, obviously, being the steward of this, to make sure that we have kept a surplus over the years, which is a credit to their austere measures, and once again, your professional stewardship to get us where we are now. So we say thank you for that.
Yeah, it's a very cooperative task. A lot of folks are involved. And Barb and Rick managing all that and the expectations of each of the departments. It's a difficult task, no doubt.
it is for everyone involved.
Thanks, Barb.
Thank you, Barb.
Do I need to close the?
You should have you should see if there's any comments from the public.
Anyone from the public want to address any of the items on the budget? It's a public hearing, so now's the time to do so.
And if there are no comments, then a motion to close the hearing with a second, and the roll call would be in order.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second to close the public hearing on the 2018 budget.
Commissioner Polk?
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney?
Yes. Consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine or have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Commissioners and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Item A, rezoning recommendation from the Plan Commission relative to Mid-Iron property located at 12680 Bell Road. This item has been withdrawn by the petitioner. Item B, to approve the 2017 landscape maintenance agreement with Berry Landscaping for the Metro Station and Triangle at Southwest Highway and 80th Avenue in the amount of $4,030 for the time period April 2017 to November 2017. Item C, to approve the 2017 landscape maintenance agreement with Berry Landscaping for the pumping station at Southwest Highway and 121st Street in the amount of $520 for the time period April 2017 to November 2017. Item D, to approve the raffle license and raffle manager bond waiver for Community Association Institute NFP for raffle to be held June 6, 2017 at Cog Hill Golf and Country Club. Item E, to approve payment of invoices on the warrant list dated April 24, 2017 in the amount of $86,610.53. Do I have a motion for the consent, to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion in the second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Poe?
Yep.
Mayor Maloney?
Yes. Old business, any items of old business be brought before the council? Not. I will proceed to board, commission, and committee recommendations. And we have an item A, to consider an ordinance amending Part 12, Title 6, Chapters 1260, 64, and 1274 of the Palos Park Village Code relative to the Village Council voting requirements in regard to recommendations to the Village Council from Plan Commission and the Zoning Board of Appeals. The ordinance brings the provisions of the Palos Park Village Code relative to Village Council requirements in regard to recommendation from the Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals into compliance with the provisions of the state statutes. So, as we noted on the item agenda, the Village of Palos Park is proposing amendments to Part 12, Title 6, Section 1260.05D, 1260.05E, 1264.08, and 1274.05E3B of the Palos Park Village Code relative to the Village Council voting requirements in regard to the recommendations to the Village Council from the Planning Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals. During a recent review of certain sections of the Village Code, the village attorney noted that certain voting requirements contained in various sections of the Palos Park Village Code do not line up with the authority granted to non-home rule municipality by the state statutes. The Village Council referred this matter to the Planning Commission for public hearing at their February 27, 2017 meeting. On April 20th, 2017, just a few short days ago, the Planning Commission held a public hearing on the proposed amendments and recommended approval of those by a vote of 5 affirmative, 0 opposed, and 2 absent. So, any discussion about this matter? This is something that was brought forward, addressed to us by our village attorney, noting that certain supermajority requirements in our code as to overturning a advisory board recommendation weren't consistent with state code. And so this is just to have our code be in compliance with those requirements of state code. If no discussion, I would entertain a motion really to approve the ordinance for the proposed amendments to Part 12, Title 6, Sections 1260.05D, 1260.05E, 1264.08, and 1274.053E3B of the Palos Park Village Code relative to the Village Council voting requirements in regard to the recommendations to the Village Council and the Planning Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, any further discussion? If not, I would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Poe?
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Bear, for drafting those and bringing those to our attention. Information and updates, Public Works and Streets, Commissioner Milovich Walters.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. I do not have anything on the agenda, just some announcements. First, I want to thank everyone that came out for our Easter egg hunt and our doggy egg hunt and all the fun things we had going on. Really great turnout, and keep looking in the brochure and online for more events coming up. Also want to thank everyone who came out for our spring fishing derby. It was on April 15th. We had 104 fisher persons, anglers. And the 104 registered, 150 showed up actually at Papoose Lake. And we awarded prizes for first and second place in 4 different age groups for the largest fish caught. The largest fish overall was a 14-inch catfish. And we'd like to thank our partner, the Forest Preserves of Cook County, for making this joint venture possible. And thank you for that wonderful group of people that came out to participate. Our summer brochure will arrive in your mailboxes the week of May 1st. We're offering more camps, programs, and a lot of favorite events. Hope to see you all on the Village Green this summer. Bring the family out to Centennial Park. That's the one on Will Cook Road and 123rd Street for Let's Go Fly a Kite. That's this 2 Saturdays from now, May 6th, from 10:30 to noon. We provide all the materials for you to enjoy this childhood activity of self-aviation. Please call to register you and your family today. $5 for a resident, $6 if you're an unincorporated Palos Park, and $7 for a non-resident family. Great way to spend a little bit of the late morning on a Saturday. We are also hosting the AARP Smart Drivers course on Monday and Tuesday, May 8th and 9th, in the Recreation Center from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. If you're 55 and older, this 2-day course is recognized by Illinois insurance companies who may offer you discounts on your premiums, so call today to register. And coming up soon in May, Love the Park Fine Arts Fair final is going forward with our jury process of over 150 artist booths. Over 50 artist booths. I misspoke. Whoa, that would have been a really big event with 150. 50 artists will be there on the Village Green May 20th and 21st. Saturday is dedicated to the art and the automobile, and Sunday is dedicated to art and the family. Different food trucks will be there each day. There will be entertainment throughout the day, along with wine and craft beers. And all the information can be found at www.lovetheparkfinearts.org. We have our own website for that, but you can also link it right through palospark.org to find out more about it. But last year was the first time we did the event. It was received really, really well. It's amazing that in our second year we have 50 artists committed to showing up and having their stuff judged. So it will be for sale as well. They'll have items for sale, so please come out and check out that event. That's again May 20th and 21st. And if you want more information about what we have to offer at the Recreation Department, or you'd like to find out about renting one of our spaces, 708-671-3760 or palospark.org on the web. And then one other thing coming up this Sunday at 1 p.m. right here in the Captor Administrative Center is the Village's 25th Annual Arbor Day celebration. Festivities will begin with Mayor Mahoney reading the Arbor Day Proclamation. Our guest speaker will be Amy Julian, an employee of the Forest Preserve District of Cook County and a naturalist with the Little Red Schoolhouse Nature Center. The theme of this year's poster contest is, quote, trees big and small, unquote. Posters should be turned in by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, April 25th. At the Captor Administrative Center. There is still plenty of time. You have till tomorrow at the end of the day. Have your child make a poster, trees big and small. We'll have the winners announcing first place entry winners for all 4 age groups, and they each win $25. So have your child participate. This is great. At the close of the program, each attendee will receive a raffle ticket for a chance to win door prizes. Everyone can take home a free seedling. We'll have persimmon, swamp white oak, spring witch hazel, and buttonbush to plant at home. Complimentary refreshments will be served by Palos Park Garden Guild 1. So 1 o'clock this Sunday, come out and enjoy the event. It's always a lot of fun.
Set your alarm.
Exactly. You don't want to be busy
you know what?
watching a game of sorts or golf or anything and forget to get off the couch.
Exactly.
And that
I
concludes
don't know
my
anyone Who's
report.
ever done that?
I don't know anybody who's ever done that. That's it.
Okay. Building and Public Property Report, Commissioner Reed.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney, colleagues. It is an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to be back amongst you. Due to circumstances that were beyond my immediate control, I've been an absentee for the past few months. Hopefully, I'll be around for a little while longer this time. Building Department report. If you hire landscapers to work on your house this spring and summer, please remember that they need to be registered with the Village of Palos Park. The 2-page contractor registration form is to be filled out, certificate of insurance submitted, as well as the registration fee paid. Thank you for registering to work in the village. If you need assistance with the contractor registration process, please call 708-671-3733. During the time period of April 5 through 18, the building department processed 13 permits, resulting in $16,388.45 of permit fees. Tree bank fees of $4,800 were collected as well, and 30 inspections were completed during the aforementioned time period. Director Summers, have I missed anything? Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you kindly, and welcome back. Public Health and Safety.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. Activity report, 10 April through 23 of April 2017. We had 1,163 calls for service. Wrote 34 adjudication tickets, an additional 25 traffic tickets, an additional 52 written warnings. Took 23 case reports, arrested 4 adults, fortunately no juveniles, impounded 3 vehicles, performed 10 senior checks, as well as an additional 38 citizen assists, and 5 community contact hours. So that's what the Palos Park Police Department's been up to. We've been talking about this for a month or so, but again, a reminder that the Palos Half Marathon is Sunday, May 7th. What does that have to do with the Palos Park Police Department, you ask? We close Route 83 betwixt Harlem Avenue and Archer, so a pretty first stretch of Route 83 will be closed. All traffic on May the 7th between 5 a.m. and about 11:30, depending on how quickly they run. But May the 7th, Sunday, 5:30 in the morning, 11:30 or so in the morning, late morning. Route 83 closed between Harlem and Archer. We're happy to assist you in working out alternative routes. Give us a quick holler, 671-3770 if you have any concerns, any other questions, if you're aware of particular conflicts, or you have issues regarding that closure, feel free to call, and we'd be happy to help you out to the best of our ability. So, this seems to always be on our agenda, but as springtime flowers bloom, and might I add, they were spectacular again this year. Although my daffodils got really confused by early March. They didn't know if they were coming or going. But as the flowers bloom, so do new scams. So we want to talk to you about a couple of them. The first has to do with alarm systems. So because generally people who have alarm systems want to be assured that their alarm system is doing what they're doing, and to the best of the ability, scam artists, often from deceptive home security companies, take a careful look at neighborhoods looking for signs posted in yards warning that the home has a security system. Why do they target these homes? Because it's easy. They walk up to the door and they say, hey, about your security system, we're from Dan Polk Security, Inc., and we'd like to do a free inspection of your home in order for us to be able to help you have the most up-to-date system that you can possibly have in this year of our Lord 2017. And they go through the house, and guess what? They find something that ain't right. And the two pieces that sort of take off from this is, one, they offer to update your system. Sounds good, right? Who wants an old system? I want an updated system. Unfortunately, a couple things happen during that process. They may or may not install different equipment, but what they will do is change the company that's giving you your protection. And so now, instead of being with excellent homeowner security company, you are now with Dan Polk's home security company, which is going to charge you several dollars more and perhaps provide a level of protection that is somewhat less. And that may be done completely without your knowledge by virtue of the fact that you want the upgraded system. Who wouldn't? The second piece of that is it's a nice way to be able to case your house, ain't it? Oh, look, let's see, I can get in that way, or that way, or that way, but I can't get in that way. We'll be back. Especially when you post on Facebook that you're in, Pango Pango for the week, which you probably shouldn't do. So again, never allow anyone into your home who claims to be from anywhere without contacting the company first, unless you've scheduled the appointment and they have the appropriate identification. Ask questions. If they don't want to provide specific answers, stop asking questions and usher them to the front door. Don't be frightened by stuff they tell you, because most of the time they're making it up. Don't sign an agreement if you feel pressured to do so, and don't sign anything that you haven't read thoroughly. Again, if you have any questions or issues, or you feel like you're being taken advantage of, or you just want some backup, you can always give us a call. If you see something, just say something, and we'd be happy to come and help you get through the process. There are wonderful security companies out there. They do a great job, but it also is a target for scammers. Speaking of scammers, roofing contractors, it's that time of the year, the wind blows, the rain blows. If you're approached by a contractor, ask for proof of licensing, insurance, and bonding, and don't take another step until it's produced. Also, you heard from Commissioner Reed that work in the village has to be on the village contractor list. If these people can't show you that they're on the village contractor list, why are you speaking to them? If you really do need to go down this road, try and get at least 3 to 4 quotes from contractors. Having tried to find contractors that are willing to give me a quote, I realize that this is painful at best. But again, you don't know until you have some other way of being able to check. Also, payments made to individuals rather than companies should sort of raise an eyebrow. They got a company, they should let you pay the company. If Bruce Willis is trying to get your money, well, some of us would sign a check to Bruce Willis, but others wouldn't. High-pressure sales tactic. This deal's only good this afternoon till 2. We were working down the street, and we have some materials that we will give you at a bargain price, but you got to act now. And then there's this great organization called the Better Business Bureau, or the BBB. They have a website, bbb.org, and you can check whether or not they're on their list of reputable or questionable contractors. Written contracts, please, specifying the price, the work that's to be done, the type of quality of products that are used, and a time frame for both initializing the project and completing it. Try and avoid being pressured in the aftermath of a storm. I mean, clearly if you have no roof on your house, you got to have something done. But generally, high pressure follows particular tragedy. So again, if you need work done, probably now is a good time to do it. Maybe Wednesday evening, not such a great time. Pay by credit card. This is one of the places where credit cards can actually be an advantage because it gives you an extra layer of protection and a way of being able to dispute charges that certainly cash and perhaps checks don't allow you. So if you got a credit card, I would pay, and I would never pay in cash. And if they make you a promise, have them write it down. So those are the two popular scams we've seen in the last couple of weeks, just to give you a heads up. And then a new program, actually it's not a new program, but a program you may not be aware of, through the Palos Fire Protection District. There's a Knox box, K-N-O-X box. And what this does is allow first responders to have a way to be able to access your home if, in the case of a particular problem, you aren't able to answer the door. So if the problem is you, and you call them, but you can't get to the door, this allows a manner of which a key or some other entry method is stored in a box that can be accessed by a first responder. So you can purchase an Xbox through the Payless Fire Protection District, and there's a couple different sizes and different types. If you have any questions, talk to the Payless Fire Protection District, ask them about their Knox or Knox, K-N-O-X box program, and they'll be happy to give you tips. There's also a information on the paylessfire.org website, so the Payless Fire Protection District. And then it's prom season. Good Lord knows something through that on Friday. But a couple things you may not be aware of in the state of Illinois. For example, your kid throws a party. You tell all the kids at the party, hey, no drugs, no alcohol, but kids doing what they do. Someone brings in something or another. Some kid gets altered. You don't know anything about it. You certainly didn't give your permission for it. And that child wanders down the road. Mom, he wasn't driving, I swear. He was just going to walk home, and gets hit on the way home. Guess who's liable? You are. So again, issues with prom, I really don't think they're any different than issues of good parenting. Know where your kid's going. Make sure they have a safety valve and a way to be able to get home. So I had to deal with my kids. They could always call. No lectures, no questions that night. I'm very specific about it. Again, where are you going? What time are you going to be back? Who are you going to be with? Those are the kinds of things. If you're going to host a teenage party, no? Why? No. If you're going to host a teenage party, remember that you have responsibilities. And some of them extend to places that probably you don't want to think too much about. So be careful, be present, and be available. And again, if you have any questions, you got any issues, you want to make a report, the party's out of control at your house, you don't know what to do, give us a holler. We've been there before. We can help out. Chief Miller, anything you'd like to add?
Nothing, Commissioner.
And that concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Accounts and Finances Report. Commissioner Pavlatis is not here this evening, but the Village of Palos Park operates under the Budget Act as outlined in Chapter 65, Section 58-2-9 of the Illinois compiled statutes. These statutes and local ordinances require the village board to adopt the budget prior to the beginning of the fiscal year to which it applies. The budget is a comprehensive financial plan which projects both anticipated revenues and proposed expenditures for all of the municipal departments for the coming fiscal year, which will begin on May 1st, 2017, and continue through April 30th, 2018. The budget document represents the collaborative efforts of the commissioners, the department directors, and village staff to produce a balanced budget which will serve as a primary planning and financial tool to accomplish many of the village's objectives. I would entertain a motion to approve the adoption of the fiscal 2018 budget ordinance at this time.
So move.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, and no further comment. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Polk?
Yep.
Mayor Mahoney?
Yes. And again, thanks to all the staff and commissioners who helped bring this budget document to fruition. I have no report this evening. Clerk Aragoni is absent, the deputy clerk.
No report?
There's no report. So I will move to Manager Baines' report.
There's one item for council consideration, and this is the continuation matter that was continued from last meeting regarding the courthouse roof replacement on the original structure. Most of this was already discussed at last meeting, so there This was an unbudgeted item. We did put it in this document that was just approved, so, you know, the monies are contained in there. So see if the council has any questions, or consider the motion to approve retaining Filato Construction to re-roof and install new gutters and downspouts at a cost of $18,240 for the original McCord House structure.
I'd move approval.
I second it, and just making clear so people know that the village owns the McCord House, so that's why we would be repairing the roof or replacing the roof at this time. In case I make
And we have a long-term lease
Right.
with McCord that
Yeah.
provides for many aspects of the relationship, one of which is that maintenance and structural repairs are the responsibility of the village.
And only of the original house, of course, not the addition they put on, so I just
Exactly.
want to make that clear, but there's my second.
Due to a conflict, I will not be participating in this matter.
So we have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Polk,
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters.
Yes.
Commissioner Reed
Abstain.
and Mayor Mahoney.
Yes. Thank you.
The only other update I wanted to provide, and most of this has been out in the open, is the new signal at Creek is operational. The contractors are also putting in the walk between Wild Cherry and Creek Road. That's already being poured. Sections of it have already been done. And the work on 123rd Street between Harlem and LaGrange Road, reconstruction of the road, or actually, I'm sorry, the repaving of that road is underway. The second section will be done later this year, and that would be between LaGrange and Archer. So McCarthy Road, 123rd Street will be done under a separate contract. So that has not been awarded yet by the state. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Announcements, there are none this evening.
So I made a mistake. I'm sorry. So I have to quickly allocate that.
Certainly.
They have to do with my props. So the Palos Park Police Pink Patch Project, which is up to a lot of Ps. These are going fast. There's only a few that are left. If you're interested in one, you can get for a donation of $10, one at the front desk during normal business hours. So again, I just wanted to warn you, don't wait forever, because forever is too late. And we still have a pretty good supply of bicycle helmets. These are generally children's helmets, depending on how big your head is. But they're available for free at the Palos Park Police Department, again, during normal business hours, due to the generosity of a particular citizen. We like to avoid head injuries in our kids, and bike helmets are a good way to be able to get at that. I'm sorry I left those out.
And with bike helmets, what I learned is they're not good for like 20 years. And if you fall on your head once, it's pretty much done. You have to get a new one. So just keep that in mind. These are a wonderful contribution, and we hope we save a life. So very important to wear the bike helmets. Anyone from the audience like to address the council at this time? Yes, sir. If you just state your name for the record when you get up there.
Charles Baker, 12511 South Main Avenue. I was here about 4 months ago about the property across from me, the old Lerner property, about the dog situation on the parkway. It hasn't gotten any better. I mean, nothing's been done. I was wondering if there was any options. What I'm talking about is people that walk their dogs, and I'm talking about very large dogs, 2 and 3 dogs, and they don't pick up after their dogs. I was wondering if there was an option, if I could offer to pay for a sign to be put there. I mean, we're talking 8 to 12 dogs a day.
I'm sorry, where is it again? I'm sorry, where are you located?
89th Avenue.
Just south of us. I didn't get, who asked that question?
I did, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I don't hear very well.
That's okay.
12511 South 89th Avenue.
Okay, I'm just trying to put myself in.
And it used to be Carol Warner's property.
Okay.
It's like 2.5 acres of vacant property, but I'm talking about the parkway in front. And these people, they're not even my neighbors that walk these dogs. They're just taking advantage of the fact that nobody lives there. And I mean, I'd be willing to pay for the sign because we're not supposed to live like this.
No, that's not acceptable.
I wonder, I mean, and I am just speaking off the top of my head, I have no idea. You know how at the park, we had been talking about putting in like the little place where you can grab a doggy bag?
Well, they have that at the park.
Yeah, yeah.
Here.
I'm just wondering if maybe a small sign was something like that, even if it's.
I don't want to pay for them, you know, I don't want to have a constant bill of paying for bags for other people.
No, but
It's a
it
sign
just,
is what I
yeah,
was talking about.
yeah, but I'm just thinking, you know, beyond a sign, you know, maybe we can do something along that nature, encouraging people to pick it up and carry it away with themselves as well. I mean, us supplying bags is not a big deal.
I have a different thought. What's the ordinance? Is there an ordinance?
Oh, he's asking if there's an
I'm
ordinance.
asking the team what the ordinance in the village is about.
There is an
dogs.
ordinance. Can I just, I think I know what we're talking about. Is this during the day or the evening?
It's all day long.
Because there's a couple groups that some walk during, that's a very popular area to walk the dog for some reason.
It starts at like 6:30 in the morning. I sit at my table reading a book and I watch confrontations between this guy with two very large dogs and this guy with one little dog, and they get in this confrontation. I mean, it's just all day long. So there's a lady walks two German shepherds. None of them are my neighbors. I don't know where any of them live. There's somebody that walks a boxer. There's two people that walk dogs there that don't let their dogs go, but if they do, they pick them up. One's Mary Ann Hanley and the other one's Linda Kuhn. They pick up after their dog. So, I mean, I sit up at 6:30 in the morning, and when I get home from work, I see these people, and this is supposed to be a nice area.
So let's see what we can do inside the ordinance provision that might be able to help you out. Perhaps a little bit more attention to the area might be useful. How's that?
Well, you know, the attention to the police, we have really good police. You know, one of my favorite police is John Sawyer, great guy. And it gets really rough to get into it with people that you see every day in the neighborhood, you know?
That's why we have such great police. We can
I don't
help.
know. I just saw the sign when it just wake some of them up. You got a guy that walks around reading a book with his dog like this, you know? You don't care where it goes.
Perhaps we can call it to his attention.
Yeah.
That is a common courtesy that it's perhaps not becoming so common.
Before we start spending your money.
All right.
Exactly. Anyone else like to address the council?
Robert Beal, 8506 West 119th Plains. At the last meeting, I asked for the permit for the fence. My neighbor's record be revoked since they presented a survey that meet the minimum requirements of the village. This has caused me heartache for the last 3.5 years. Even though the requirements for an acceptable survey are extremely low in this village, they still weren't adhered to in this case. So I'm calling for the revocation of that permit and have these people reissue a permit when they present a proper solution.
Thank you.
So there's been no action taken in the last 2 weeks.
Thank you, Mr. Beal.
Of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Amen, sir.
Anyone else like to address the council?
I had one last thank you before we then
Sure,
move to
please.
adjourn. Forgot, so bad of me. I forgot to thank Denise Cowan and the Beautification Committee for Red Litter Day this past Saturday. I think we had probably 50 people out there come to help pick up garbage. Unfortunately, it was the very first one that I've ever had to miss because I was out of town, but some of my Girl Scouts did go in my stead and represented. And we got a lot of bags, a lot of garbage out there, and it was great. Public Works picked up a bunch of the bags today, and hopefully encourage everyone to keep the village clean and not throw litter out their windows. But again, thank you to the Beautification Committee, headed up by Denise Cowan. So,
Yeah, we received a letter today from someone who suggested that Denise Cowan does not get enough credit, and that is definitely true. Whatever credit she gets is not enough.
well, nobody knows, like, she's the person that goes around watering all the little flower baskets around the rec center. You know, she down the sidewalk there, she'll put them out and water them, or the planters.
Spearheaded so many
Yeah.
projects over the years, not the least of which is Red Litter Day. And to the person who wrote the letter, I agree, and we'll do something about it.
Yeah.
So, anyone else like to address the council at this time? Hearing no such requests, I would entertain a motion to adjourn at this time.
So,
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for attending, and good evening.
forget that you